Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Touken Ranbu's podcast. Touken Rambles, we are a monthly podcast talking about all that there is to know about Touken Ranbu from the game, live action, anime, and real life information on the affiliate swords. I am your host, Marissa, and I am joined by my co-host, Jessie.
Hi.
We also have Lexi back with us. She was a little absent last month for personal reasons, but she's here.
Hello.
And surprise, surprise, but both of our Sarahs are finally back from their times abroad this summer. So Sarah Duncan is here back from Greece.
Hello.
And Sarah Yang is back from, I don't remember which country. I'm terrible.
Costa Rica.
That was it. I was like,
hey, it's good to be back.
Yay! So we are the entire crew is back, finally. You don't have a shortened crew for the summer. So just to really quickly make mention, thank you guys so much. We reached 200 downloads overall. All the media for the podcast, that it is incredible considering I think we hit about 100 downloads a month or two ago. So we have doubled our downloads in about a month, 2 month span. So thank you guys so much. I also want to apologize because I know we kind of mentioned that there would be another Tomio Toste watch weekend. This month was very crazy for many of us, with both the Sarahs coming back. Lexi and Sarah going back to school. Jessie was traveling around, and I was just kind of rolling around going, what is life? So before we actually get into talking about monthly news that happened within the game, we want to catch up on both of Sarah's and kind of hear about their experiences abroad and their struggles or lack thereof of Touken Ranbu. Because it is very difficult when you're enjoying yourselves in a foreign country doing stuff. So I'm going to start with Sarah Duncan and her amazingly fun dig in Greece.
Hi, everyone, again. So as Marissa mentioned, I have spent the past 3 months in Greece, specifically on the island of Crete, working on an archaeological project, which is magical and wonderful. And it's always, like, this is my 3rd year going back, which has always been an adventure. And yes, I love it immensely. It's always a really big learning experience. We do so many different things. Unfortunately, because we do so many different things, both on the work level, which we work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., no phones allowed, except for music. Getting up, we don't really have time to get on the phones before we go to work, unless it's for news-related stuff like, oh dear, something just went wrong in the U.S. Guess we're going to be the laughingstocks at lunch. This is fine. And then after work, we're usually hosting someone, since the project I work on is usually a pretty good project, but we're usually entertaining for like official people. So yeah, it's always an adventure on what is time and how do I token? So, as you all know, I love Jessie immensely. She is amazing. She also has my passwords. She played for me these past few months because events pop up. And I don't have time to do them. I really wanted Chiyo-Pio, for instance. So, because we actually also work every other weekend. So, on the weekends, I would be off, I could play. But often we go to another archaeological site or something, so I would usually only have a couple hours in a whole work week I could play. So poor Jessie took up the slack, and I just filled in a couple of days. But he came home, because Jesse's amazing. But yes, I
No,
miss
that
my
was
voice
all you.
immensely. That was called I was crazy, and it's a miracle my roommates did not kill me for being up until like 2 a.m. playing a stupid phone game, according to them. And I was sitting there at the dinner table one day, tapping because we were getting close. That was the 30,000 bead weekend.
You
But
hit 30,000 beads in one weekend?
I did.
Like, I'm serious, it was
Congratulations.
ridiculous. I was like, how I left her behind at one point because I had no energy to open my computer. And the next time I opened it and logged onto her account, she had caught up to me. And was close to passing me. And I was like, how did you do that? I was not. I am so confused.
In my defense, if y'all remember, so this is news for everyone else. Last year when I was on the project, the event came around. I think Kodagiri was the no, it's Tomoe. Tomoe was the
Yes.
100,000. I won him myself, no one else helping, while I was in Greece over the summer. I was dead determined. I did not sleep that summer. We're not going to admit how much I love my roommates from that summer for not murdering me, because 2 a.m. was not an early morning at that time. I was falling asleep running events last year. So Jesse saved me. I did not die at work. Yes.
Sleep is important, guys.
Especially when you work
Please
in really
treasure your sleep.
hot climates on your feet
What's
all
sleep?
day.
Yes.
Lexi, honey. Sleep is good. So yeah, that has been my token fun and then magical Jessie, pretty much. I am very happy to be back playing with the kids again, enjoying Kiwi boys and their magic, because I forgot how many I'd sent out over the past few months. This is fine. Everything's fine. So yeah.
All right. So we're gonna move from Europe to the Latin America and Caribbean countries with Sarah Yang. So how was your experience abroad?
It was amazing. So basically what I did is I studied abroad. So the whole month of July, we were with a group of other students, and then we just kind of traveled together into different host families. So I got to live with like a mountain family, a city family, and a beach family. So you get to have like different kinds of aspects of Costa Rica, and then how different they are than other Latin American countries. And they're kind of second world, so they're not really like third world, but they're definitely not first world. So you got to see like the poorer side of Costa Rica, and then to help them out. And you also got to understand like what's going on in like Nicaragua and all that kind of stuff. So it just kind of like opened my perspective of like the world and what's going on. But I mean, like, if I didn't improve my Spanish, then what was the whole point of the trip? So Spanish was improved, so check. What else happened? Oh, I got really tan because while we were at the beach family for a whole entire week, so I got super tan, and it was useless me dyeing my hair like to dark brown because it ended up becoming light because of all the sun. So rip. What else happened? So when I went to Costa Rica, I had a layover in Mexico, so that was 9 hours. That took a while. I think that's when I finished up the second stage play for Touken Ranbu, which another check. And then when I had to come back from Costa Rica to the States, I had almost a 20-hour layover in Mexico.
Oof.
Yep.
Bless you. Nope.
Yep. But I mean, I can mark off Mexico as one of the countries I visited, so check. Yeah, I was gonna try really hard to stay up that 20 hours. That didn't work.
That sounds like death.
Yeah.
No,
So-
honey. Airports are fine to sleep in. I can attest. It is fine.
Sarah.
But on my first flight from Costa Rica to Mexico, I did fly first class, so I was happy about that.
You flew first class?
Yeah,
See.
and I didn't have to pay anything, so I was just like, oh snap.
How did that
That's
happen?
amazing.
I got to choose my seat for the first flight, and I looked at it, and it said that I didn't have to pay anything, because so I had to pay like extra so I could change my flights, because a whole nother spillage is that I was actually supposed to leave my trip early, but I decided not to leave early, so then I had to spend more money so I could change my flights. And so I chose the seating, and I was just like, okay, this one's up close. And it turns out it was first class, and I was just like, oh snap.
Not bad.
Yep. It was
Oh, nice.
it was pretty cool. The food was like on point.
Yeah, the food definitely increases in quality the further up in the cabin you go. That I can attest to.
But yeah, I was really glad to be home because like the flights weren't long at all. It was just the layover in Mexico that killed me. But needless to say, I'm back and I'm happy to be back.
If I recall, because of your trip, you did not get to pull Sarah Duncan and play much or at all of Touken Ranbu while you were over in Costa Rica.
Oh yes, definitely. I actually got kind of scared because so the phone plan was like every time I were to use data, it would be $10 per day. So I was afraid that if I were to use like my Japanese games, that it would like charge even more. So I was like kind of like anxious. So that's why I didn't really play Touken Ranbu, and plus no time to play Touken Ranbu. And I was just like, I was so sad because I was neglecting my boys. And I was just like, oh, I want to kiwi them, but I can't kiwi them. So that happened. But then I realized that there was nothing to be afraid about. So I would just like check up on them to see how they were doing. And then that would be it. I couldn't really play. So all the events were like rip letter sets, rip everything. Oh no.
Well, I think your boys will understand that you were experiencing the world for a month, so
Yep.
Mitsunokami would be happy.
he would.
Your own little Kiwi journey.
Yeah.
It was. All right. So other than kind of the world adventures of Sarah and Sarah, I'm just gonna make mention of this, but we all got to see Jessie last week, and it was wonderful. She came to visit for a week. That was supposed to be longer, from Japan, and we all got to see her, and it was a lot of fun. So the crew was reunited for one day. One little day.
One little day.
Happy birthday.
A happy little day indeed.
Yes. It was a lot of fun. So, does anyone have any other things to say, or is that about it? We can start actually moving on to actual game news, because that's what y'all are here for. Those of you who are listening, you want to listen to our lives. We're totally boring, and yeah,
Well,
it don't
I
matter.
had a
Out
kind
of
of
the club.
adventurous month in the Touken realm outside of the game.
What was your adventures, Jessie?
I found the Touken store on accident.
Oh yeah.
In my journey home, I had to stay in Asakusa for 3 days in Tokyo, and I decided to go on a walk from Ueno to Akihabara, which is like a 30-minute walk. Which is most people would take the train. I wanted to experience the outside world and see the shops. So I was walking down the street, and I looked across the street, and I saw the gates of heaven. And then I realized I had no cash.
Oh.
So the gates were closed to you.
Yeah. But I did get to go inside, and it was glorious. And I actually saw the 1-to-1 scale of Gigi.
Magic.
It was very
Small
much
GG.
magic.
Small
He was small
GG.
GG. He's small GG. He's very small, actually. He's shorter than me.
Joden GG.
Basically.
Joden
Yeah.
GG is actual GG size. He's small.
Wait,
That happened.
but isn't the art book where it displays like the what's it called? Like their sizes? Isn't it accurate though? Because in Megan's book, she saw that Gigi's 180 centimeters.
No, that's like 6 feet.
Yeah, that means
Oh,
that
no.
he's tall.
He's
But
supposed to
they're
be.
saying that the statue wasn't.
Yeah.
The statue wasn't.
So whoever
What
made the
is
statue failed.
No.
Failure.
Hold on.
Rip
Think
them.
about the effort.
We have to confirm this.
I'm checking.
All the
You say 180?
conspiracy. Yeah.
US problems where you don't use centimeters for measurements.
We're like the only
Indeed.
country that doesn't use the metric system. Rip us.
If it helps at all, I'm about
5.9 feet.
177 centimeters.
Lexi, honey, no, you're tall. You're just known as tall
Yep.
with love.
I guess.
Yeah.
We love you.
I don't know.
Lexi's
I
one of the
don't-
tallest, if not the tallest of all of us, for reference.
She is the tallest. What are you talking about?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to staring at my cat.
So I don't know. He seemed small, but if he really was 180 centimeters, then he was almost 6 feet. So I don't know. But it was really cool. There's a lot of awesome merch out there. I'm sure you can find it if you search hard enough. And then, what else happened? I got to talk to this lady who is not a fan of Touken, but surprisingly knowledgeable for not being a fan. She asked, we were talking about app games because they were asking me what I did over the summer. I was like, oh, this is my friend. She got this really cool CD from this app game. And she was so happy that she got really teary-eyed and started crying, and I had to remind her to breathe. And she's like, oh, app games. Do you like app games? I was like, yeah, I like app games. She's like, what's your favorite? It's like, oh, I like Touken Ranbu. And she then said she liked swords, so she knew of it, but she didn't play it, and she didn't do anything with it. But then she was asking me about my favorite characters, then adding in her own commentary about the characters without me showing them, and talking about characters that I didn't mention. And it was just a very surprising hour-long conversation I was very happy to have. So that was really cool. And then I also broke down and bought the special edition DVD of Joden Stage 3. And I'm very excited because it has backstage and curtain call and the different views for the stage and various other things. And the booklet's very pretty, and I'll try to share some pictures. And it's very nice. So yeah, that was my month outside of the game.
Jesse always has entertaining months when it comes to the Touken and Japan world.
It's fun.
All right. So let's kind of move into the game a little bit more. We had a nice handful of updates that dropped this month. The first thing that happened this month was there was a smithing strengthening campaign that kind of went into effect because of the recent updates with swords, smith increase changes, and what have you that happened. So a handful of swords, if you use the all 800 recipe, it'll make it easier to get certain swords. Beginning of the month, supposed to. So the beginning of the month, until about the 8th of August, you could have gotten Kogurasu Maru. Then it was Nihongo for about a week. Tomoe, Koryu, and we're still right in the middle of the Azuki period. So you guys still have a couple more days. By the time this podcast goes live, the smithing strengthening campaign will have ended. So, yep. Rip. Did anyone actually manage to get anything because of the
Besides a headache?
apparently increased smithing drop rate?
There shall I try for you.
Please. So you all know my stories of smithing hell. It's continuing. No new boys. Got plenty for Ranbu levels whenever they kick off, which we'll talk about later. I hate smithing. Pierre hates me. Please no. No more. I had today alone I got 4 Singos, 2 Shishios.
Again.
I think the total now of Shishio is 11 between Azuki and Koryu smithing. Yeah, 11. So yeah.
That's not as bad as
Awesome.
it could be.
True, it's not as bad as last time whenever I was trying to smith Crowfather that one time, so I will be happy. We're not talking about Juzumaru. Juzu is a dark hole, okay? I love you, Jesse. Thank you for bringing him home because clearly I have no luck.
You're welcome.
That is my spiel. Good luck, everyone.
Did anyone else try? Because I had already had all of these, and I was very upset that Azuki, who is Shizuka again? I don't think he exists. Wasn't one of them. And also, I'm gonna gripe and kind of make mention of this. I forgot to put these in my notes. I am a bad podcast host. The Seal campaign thing went live, and guess who wasn't freaking available? Shizuka. Granted, neither was Nyansen or Hyuga or Chiopio, but still, you put Shizuka in the gosh darn game, and you don't allow him to be available for the seal exchange? Excuse me. No.
I think someone's hurt.
Someone is very hurt, and he won't come home, and I am salty AF, and I have to, like, I was over with Jessie for the past week. I was just handing her my phone. I was like, can you do 3 smiths for me? And she's like, no more, just 3. That's all I need for the daily thing, and so I don't go overboard with resources.
See, that's why, though. You can't just limit it to 3.
Yeah.
It never
Actually,
comes.
he'll come
in just,
home. Like,
Jesse, not all of us have luck.
nope.
My luck is in other games. It's a sad life.
I don't know.
No, it's not an Ainana. It's called I have like 4 files of like 8 different games, so because I have no impulse control.
I took all of your Ainana Sogo luck, but other than that, but yeah, Shizuka refuses to come home, and DMM and Nitro refuse to let him come home easily. So I'm convinced he doesn't exist in this game.
Unless you're Jesse.
Unless you're Jesse. Granted, I was really surprised because I managed to get Koga outside of his smithing day because I wasn't using the 800 recipe, and I was like, oh look, hey Crowfather, and Jesse's just like, nope, and I'm like, ha, I still have things that others don't. Yay! She's a come
just
home, you're only
I'm reveling in the fact that I have one that y'all don't have yet. Like, this is a first for me, and I am so happy.
I was patient with Urashima and Nagasone, and I will be patient with Shizuka. Not really. Who am I kidding? But did any... Because I know Jesse tried to get a handful, but I know you were trying for Koga.
I tried to get Koga, because I still needed Koga when the smithing thing happened, and that was fun. Yeah, nothing happened for me there. Sometimes I have smithing luck, like Shizuka. Sometimes I don't. Yeah, that was one of the ones that I didn't. Maybe if I had an Ofuda, it would have helped. I don't know. It didn't happen. Koga didn't come home through the smithing event. But he did come home in a regular smithing way. That was fun. Didn't that happen at like 2 a.m.?
Yes.
think?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a 2 a.m. smith.
That was a poke poke. Sarah, look.
It was very exciting.
You got Crow
I
Father.
also... What else? I got several new swords this month.
What
Yeah,
other swords
I
did
got
Jesse get?
5. 4. 5. So last month I had just smithed Shizuka, right? Before recording.
Nah.
But I smithed Akashi, Kenshin,
Finally.
and Monoyoshi. I got Monoyoshi twice in a row. My smith was super lucky that day. I don't know. And then I used my seals to get Okanehira. And now I have Koga. So now I only have 3 more swords to complete my collection before I focus on Kiwi grinding. Just 3. And they're all event swords. And one of them is the event happening right now. And I'm a little concerned because I probably won't get him. So that's fine.
Alright. Anyone else have any little thoughts on their smithing adventures
I had a
recently?
few.
Or Lexi, what you have?
Well, I don't know about how long ago it was, but I have a few new friends. Other than my 8 Nagasones and my 14 Hachitsukas that are casually sitting with me right now. I got Jizumaru and Koryu. And Jirotachi came home too, which was pretty cool because I didn't have him before. And yeah, that's the end of my smithing fun because everyone else was just casual repeats and dupes. And I love them dearly, but I just kind of stare at them as they take up slots. And then I'm like, oh, okay, guys. I am sorry, but I'm also kind of not sorry. I need space.
Same. I was never really trying for any of the new ones because I was just like, I don't know, you like that yet? So I smithed and I got Hizamaru, and I was just like, oh snap, now you could be with your brother Higakiri, but don't feel sad even though he doesn't remember your name. Then what I've been wanting the most is Ichini, and he came home. So I have low standards.
He finally came home?
I know. I was
I'm
so
so
happy.
happy for you.
I was there and I looked down and Sarah's just like, he's home! And I was like, yay!
Took
Been
him
trying to get
forever.
him for ages. I'm so happy for you.
I know. Now he could go finally meet with his 19th suitor, Tsurumaru, aka you could go read that fan fiction, The 19th Suitor. Shameless plug.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Shout out to that fan fiction though. Okay.
Oh, God bless. You guys need to read that fan fiction. That is the best fan fiction ever. But forewarning, if you're sensitive to very sexual stuff, only read chapter 1. That's it. After that, it gets intense.
I'm not surprised with you.
I
The
just
stuff you said.
hides in the corner of Shay, remembering when first sent that to Jesse.
You're lucky I love you.
I love you so much. Now
You're
we're
like, just the
trapped.
first chapter's okay. Just read the first chapter. Uh-huh. Okay.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, and I'm just like, yeah.
We'll send you that one because it's really cute. It's really funny, actually. It's
Oh,
it's a
God
great
bless.
fanfiction.
I have a
Meddling
lot of
Toshiros.
things
Yes.
that I'm reading currently, and one of them is Modal Zushi, and I'm
It's a short one.
okay. If it's short, I can read it. But yeah, all right.
It's not like one of the 60,000 fanfiction word fanfiction. It's a
Yeah.
relatively short one.
I read one that was like 200,000 words, and I was like, roll me in a bed of sheath and be done with me. But yeah, that was beginning of this month. All right, moving on. With one of the wonderful things that happened, finally, we have finally finished all of the Kiwame Uchigatanas and the starter swords, with the wonderful Yamanbagiri Kunihiro finally getting a Kiwame, and no capes.
No kids.
Shook
No
it.
Shook. I was so happy. Jesse, your
And
boy
my
came home.
favorite fan art. I found this fan art for someone where they used a pigeon to bring him home, right? From his Kiwi journey. And like you're like, oh look, Yamanbagiri came home. And the bird's holding him by the cape and he just drops out.
Oh
And
no.
you're like, oops. That's why he doesn't have a cape.
Oh, he still kind of has the cape though.
He
in
does.
his
He does.
internal affairs,
But doesn't.
he doesn't have it up. The hood is down now.
And he smiles and he's happy and he wants to take baths when he gets dirty now.
Happy Kasen.
Happy Cos. Happy Kunihiros too. They're probably very happy for their brother. He was precious. But yep. Tachiwame next. Maybe. We'll see.
When you're like excited for your friends being happy about Mamba's Kiwame, but you were sitting over here and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. ... Seals only have 3, gets a letter set, casually sends out Kashu like a month after everyone else did because sadness.
Forgets about sending out Kashu.
Yeah, forgets about
Rip.
sending out Kashu, logs in. Why is this taking like 10,000 years to go to the next page? Oh no, wait a second. Oh yeah, I did send you out, didn't I? Oh hey Kashu, yeah, I totally read all of your letters. Love you, honey. Casually sees him, says hi, and then logs out in shame.
So, like, I have one thing that I don't like about Kiwi Kashu. One thing is when you send out Kiwis or boys to go on the Kiwi journeys, they all have the Kiwi send-off lines, right? And usually they're like, oh, they'll be fine, they'll be back soon. Kashu's is like, well, I guess he hates you now. That's okay. I'll love you, though.
I guess.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like,
Seriously?
okay, hold up, sir. Hold up.
Kashu is a savage confirmed.
Yeah.
Well,
Little bratty.
does want to be number 1 in Saniwa's heart. So
And he is, but he doesn't have to flaunt it like that. Make me think my boys hate me and want to leave me.
He took the if you got it, flaunt it a little bit too hard.
Just a little bit. But it's
Yeah.
okay. He's still precious, and I still love him, but he's taking a nap also at the moment. So
and he doesn't yell as much as his counterpart. All right. So that's everything when it comes to Mamba Kiwame. So we're either probably going to get Tachiwame soon. Maybe that could have been one of the other reasons they balanced the game, because we already have Tanto Kiwame, Wakizashi Kiwame. When we got to the Wakizashi Kiwame, they had to balance out the Tantos, and now we have Uchigatanas. So it makes sense that they had to balance some things out of the eventual Tachis. Maybe it might be a while, or they might go in and fill in some of the other Tontos and the one other Waki. But we have no idea. All the theories just thrown out there.
It would be nice to see, though. You can, I think, say that. That would be hilarious, too, because can you imagine going to PvP and seeing, like, Kiwi Gigi coming at you?
That's a nightmare waiting to happen. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
no.
No.
No thanks. You can keep it.
Guys, Kiwame Hotarumaru. Or Kiwame Iwatoshi, he would just super OP kill everything. Just
I
bam!
would pay money for that. I would.
Like, all
Please
it would
give it
take
to
is a
me.
raise of an eyebrow. And like, the team would fall over. Just no.
We will see. I'm looking forward to see what their special ability is, because
Yeah.
once we get to like Odachis and Yaris and the Naginatas, it's like you guys are a lot different than the other swords that just kind of slash one. You either hit multiples or jab. So it's like, what else are you gonna do? So
Move. That'd be nice.
Move.
Looking at you, Ishi. Looking at you, my son.
Ishikiri just attach a horse perpetually to him and make him a centaur and just be like, there,
Oh, no.
he's OP.
He comes back
Oh,
even
no.
slower.
No, don't say that.
He is
Super
the little-
strong, but super slow.
I can split rocks. I can't move, though.
He can
You
split
are
rocks,
the
but
rock.
he can move like one.
Because he is a
Oh,
rock.
that's so mean.
We're terrible.
We love them.
Indeed.
So let's kind of get into some of the events that happen or are currently happening within the month of August. Beginning of the month, we had our Edo Castle infiltration number 4. As we mentioned last month, we were supposed to, if I recall, we were supposed to have a new event at the beginning of August, along with the announcements of Ranbu levels, which we'll get
And a
into.
new sword.
Yeah, and a new sword. But that all got pushed back to indeterminate date. So they're just like, here's an Edo Castle. Have fun trying to get Nyansen again, because he's new. Go ahead, guys. Get him for the eventual Ranbu levels. So I just did the basic passes every single day, and I managed to get both the Urashima, the Nansen, and the letter set. So I was like, yeah. Just FYI for people, Edo Castle is chill, like super chill. You don't need to spend as much Koman as, say, like Village of Treasures, or like Regiment when it comes to trying to eventually get to something, because you can easily get the Edo Castle one because it's not that hard. Depending on the location of that key, that is up to your random number god. As to how it loves you and how it doesn't love you. But how is everyone else's Edo Castle trying to get the cursed cat boy?
What is an Edo Castle? I didn't even touch that a bit.
Oh yeah, because you were still, you and Sarah, like both Sarahs, you guys didn't come back until like 2 weeks ago, so
Much jet lag. Much jet lag. Very well.
No, I've been back in the States,
Yeah.
but then just like trying to go back and then play is just like, and especially I have like trauma from like the last Edo Castle one, because literally it took like the last box for me to get Nansen.
oh no.
And I was just like dying inside, so I was just like, do I want to go through this trauma again? Maybe not.
Anyone?
But looking back,
Edo stick.
Edo stick?
What? No.
I heard
Not
Sticking
Edo
a leg
stick.
out of a
I
box?
poked it with a stick. I didn't even
Oh.
open a box. I did 3 different maps and only got like 2 keys on each map. And I was like, "Oh, this is fine. This is just fine. Thank you. Thank you so much." And then Idol Boys called.
Oh yeah, Lexi had a bunch of anniversaries for a bunch of her Idol Boy games, so
It's not fair. Whenever I'm like, I'm gonna do a thing in Touken, I'm gonna be dedicated to my swords. They're like, oh hey, but you have this event for your very super duper best boy, and you know you want to throw your life away at that as well as your wallet. Hee hee. You should totally do this instead of looking at your sword boys because you know they're gonna be there for an eternity, and it's not like they only come around once in a blue moon. You could totally just spend your time here. We love you.
Lexi is perpetually in idle hell. If you haven't figured that out.
It's fine. This is all fine. We're gonna make it. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I'm actually gonna try and do VOT. Watch me say this and then like not play VOT because there's a Jinguji event, but it's okay. I already have him on one file. It's
Well,
okay.
at least Shuffle Talk ended, so you don't have that.
Oh, rip me. I didn't even get one.
Lexi got the best one.
I got 3.
What?
Wait, what happened? What did we get 3 of?
Do I need a Tonto to seppuku?
Jesse,
I
did you-
got 3 shuffle talk cards. Let's go back to Touken, shall we?
Jesse!
Jesse, I'm gonna talk to you after this. I'm a little salty right now. What do you mean?
I am salty.
I'm turned.
I had to
All
make the
right.
file to get a shuffle talk.
All right.
Let's go back.
Edo.
This is
Edo.
not the I'm not on
Concentration
podcast,
break.
guys.
Edo.
Grasp the potato and prepare the peeler to get back to Touken Ranbu, okay?
I'm
Apple from the
potato.
concentration tree.
So anyway,
Tangent.
my Edo Castle event.
I'm pissed.
I didn't do a whole lot for it, but I did want to get Kitty Kitty since new sword and Rambu levels, and I did get him. So that was really cool. I didn't really do a whole lot else with it. I tried to find Urashima because I didn't really want to do the whole walkie smithing thing since I did just get Mono and I really want to have to go through the whole smithing hell for a second turtle boy. But he didn't come home and the event ended and I didn't really have a lot of energy to do the event because jet lag is killer. That was fun. I was like, yeah, I can totally do this. He passes out with phone in hand.
Right.
But yeah, Edo was fun. I don't really remember what else I had to say with that.
It was a pretty uneventful kind of event because it was a repeat. There wasn't much of a change to it. We had the same event sword, and I think most of us had already had him to begin with, if I'm correct.
At least there was good XP for like Chiopio and all of them. Those new Tachis and things.
Oh,
That's what
my
I
God.
used that event for.
Oh,
Leveling.
that was. Oh my God! Like my swords, I was trying to struggle bustlingly level them up after Regiment because we didn't have an event until Edo came in, and I was like trying to level Chio and Goryu and Kenshin, which doesn't work very well in a team when you have a Tonto and two Tachis. It's like, where do I level them up? I'm gonna die. I was leveling them up in like era 4 forever, just happiness sake. And then Edo Castle comes around. I was like, am I going to be able to do this like safely? And I did. And they got up to level like in their level 80s, and now they're level 90s 5 because of VOT. And I'm like, level 99, please. So I'm hoping by the end of VOT, we'll segue into in a bit, they'll be level 99. And then once again, I only have one sword. So again,
You?
and level it up. So I will be training my Kiwame that have just kind of sat there, going, "Hey, we max leveled and then he sent us out. And now what do we do?
No.
They look pretty. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. But yes, the EXP was wonderful. Thank you, Kunai. I love you.
Yep. That's
did anyone else
honestly.
find I probably had the lowest level team running E4, but did anyone else find it easier?
It
Like-
was really easy.
It was.
My
Because
my
I could send
team
out-
had like low 60s and up. And
I
they were
sent out
handling
Chio,
E4
Pio, Juzu, and then Odenta, and they were only in their 20s and they handled it. I was
Okay.
shocked. Yeah, because I had 2 babysitters on the team, but that was it.
Huh. Yeah, because I realized I have my level discrepancy is creeping back up again. I'm working on it, but I do have like 5 pages of swords stuck in their 40s.
I love you.
Hey, 40s are better than 20s and 30s, so progress.
I
Progress.
feel outed.
Why?
Shame them. Help me. Help me shame them.
It's okay.
They're doing great though.
You're getting there. I'm so proud.
97 and Urashima is 81.
I
Yes.
hate when you get like to level 90 and then all of a sudden that glorious like level ups start to slow down a lot. And you're like, oof, here comes the
I had
slow grind and snail pace, the level 99.
I had a revelation the other day when it came to leveling swords and kiwis, because I sent out a sword for Kiwi Journey before he was level 99, and that is now my
mistake.
second highest level Kiwi.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's
a good boy. Okay.
your second highest because you love him.
Yeah, Bami's the highest. He's 47,
Dang.
Nice.
and Yasu's 40,
All right.
45 or
So kind of quick little segue in. If you want to, since we're right smack dab in the middle of another one of the legendary and horrifyingly DOTs or the Village of Treasures, number
Ew.
9. Yes, we are on a
Ew.
9 version of this event. So Monoyoshi, Honebami, and Namazuo got their background music. Yay! I had a lot of music instruments saved up and I immediately bought them. But from the event, you can get Hirano. Big surprise. Low level Tonto. I saved him though, because he doesn't like to come home a lot. Ugui Sumaru, also I'm going to save him because he doesn't come home a lot. And then Kotegi is the event sword. Once again. So I'm probably
please.
I'm probably not gonna get him because I had to work this weekend and I'm gonna be going to New York on Tuesday till like Monday. So that's a majority of the event in this past week. And a bit. And my friend came in and I haven't seen him in a while and hung out. So I haven't been sitting there just tapping at my phone as I usually do in my free time at night on my computer watching anime. So I'm like, I can't keep up. And then when I'm in New York, I'm probably going to forget to do passes and cry. So I'm very doubtful I'm going to get to level 99 or even get a duplicate Kotegiri. So good luck to everyone actually trying to get him because he's probably not actually truly difficult because he's only 80,000 instead of 100,000 beads. So you guys got this.
Probably not very difficult, you say. Probably not very difficult.
You only need 6,000 beads a day to get him.
You only need 6,000 beads. I have 6,000 currently. So,
Oh, I have more than you do. Oh.
yeah. It's been a week. Let
Oh,
me
yeah.
tell you what, man.
You'll still have
Jet
time
lag
next
is
week.
killer. I'm dying, but it's okay. Idol boy, come on.
You have next week. You've got this. I believe in you, Jesse. You'll get him. Because I think you're the only one who
Eventually.
doesn't have him. Because Sarah's the first
Probably.
one who got him.
Hello.
Lexi, do you have him?
Wait, 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 wait.
And then Sarah Yang got him from the seals.
Yep. Because he's a cutie, and I was just like, I need to have him.
Lexi, do you have Cookie Kitty?
Who are we? Idol Son? No. VOTs,
Oh.
what are those? They ain't loyal.
Oh.
They really
Point
ain't,
to both of you.
though.
Big mood.
Yeah.
I think usually my track record with VOT is, oh look, I got 10,000 beads. That's it.
It's not the funnest event, to be fair.
I want to scream with this event. Village of Treasures. Now, what are instruments? Those are the
Big
things you're
mood.
supposed to get. I don't know what those are. Jesse knows what they are. I don't know what they are.
You got a
Is
flute?
it?
I get flutes. I have a lovely collection of flutes. They
She's
are
like
very
Lucian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are instruments like this concept of sleep that I don't get? Like, I don't know sleep either.
I think so. I think so.
Are they pretty?
I don't know, are they? I can tell you a flute's pretty for the first 10 times. That's it.
I will say, since I started playing the game, VOT was like the second event I played, and I barely got any of the instruments because I was still like a baby Saniwa. And then the second VOT, I got a handful of instruments. We still hadn't gotten the taiko and the suzu yet. We only had the flutes, the shamisen, and the koto at that time, and they didn't drop very frequently. And then all of a sudden, because they only dropped on the boss node, so if you can imagine how painful it was to get those three instruments from the original game, like of VOT, and now they drop on regular nodes, it was a pain. And we were all like, when they added the taiko and the suzu, you're like, oh, why are we getting all these instruments all of a sudden? This is wonderful. And then I swear either they were like, oh, that was a mistake. We gave too many instruments out, they reduced the amount, so they drop less now. That is my theory. Because I swear I don't get as many, but I still get a lot. Because I don't care, they just kind of pile up now.
I don't
Well,
like. I haven't used a lot of my instruments to get music because I'm very selective about my secretaries. But Honebami's music, I was very excited for, and it did not disappoint. It's beautiful.
well, they think kind of. Well, I'm gonna say this. There's only one of the background music songs I don't like, and I might have mentioned this before. But what is up with Shokurai Kiri's slick jazz scene? Like,
I love it.
What?
Everyone
Like
else
jazz?
You like jazz?
that video, that meme video. I can't. That made me like the song a little bit more because all I can see now when I play that song is that video
Right.
of him annoying Okurikata. But
And
I don't
then
think it's
Sarah
supposed
Rutter
to,
thought
it's
it
supposed
was
to be a
when-
sax.
Video. I know who made that video.
You do?
Yes.
Well, whoever they are is a godsend. The only thing I'll
You're
say
listening
is
to this. Thank you.
I'm
It reminds me
sobbing
of
in the
that-
club.
that horse meme. Like, there's this old dumb blame Andrew. You know what I mean when I blame Andrew and his weird cringe videos. I love him to death. But there's one of like that 3D horse with like the Just Deal With It glasses and a trumpet. That's all all I can think of is like, Shokudai Kiri's that horse.
Oh my gosh.
So, double meme right there with the
Double kill.
But the current music is beautiful. I will agree. I was listening to some of them. I like to download them and listen to them because Honeymommy's is gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh. Namazuo's fits so well with his personality. Amano Yoshi's is just adorable and pretty. So they do whoever the composers, there's only a couple of composers that do the songs. You can kind of hear a little bit of a similarity between some of the melodies when you're kind of switching between the different composers, but they just do a wonderful job of keeping the traditional Japanese feel and then just embodying the characters so well with a song that has no lyrics and it's just all feeling. And you're just like, thank you. This works wonderful. So, massive applause to the wonderful composers of these songs because y'all are great and we love you so much.
And actually, on DMM's website, if for those of you that like to rent the token things, the various things that be on the DMM website, is also a concert for an orchestra performance of the music from the game, including the secretary music and just various songs throughout the various maps and the menu screens. And it is available for you to rent on there now. I do recommend you check it out if you really like the music. I plan on renting it someday myself.
All right. So, anyone actually made any progress in VOT, or am I the only one that's hit 25,000?
I hate you.
I've just been casually tapping at my phone when I can. So,
Sarah's at 16,000? 16,000.
I'm just casually going through. I'm just here for the Kiwami sets. That's it, people. And the resources, because I'm still in the smithing hell.
Yep.
Yes.
I would love to get Kotegiri, but I know I'm not going to. So I'm hoping I at least get like a Kiwame set, even though I have.
You know you have someone who could tap for you, right?
It's okay. I got it.
It's like a
Thank
Jamar
you for offering.
I got this.
I get this.
It's gonna make you sad that you didn't get the beads. I'm
No,
here.
it's fine.
And you can open a second tab.
It's just I don't want to burden you with it because I know you're busy right now getting over jet lag and classes start back up next week, correct?
And I have my computer open. Classes start tomorrow. Technically, yeah. But it gives me something to do on the weekends.
Oh yeah, because it's Sunday over there right now for you. So.
Yep. Sunday morning, almost afternoon.
But I don't want you to. It's fine. I got this.
I started VOT today.
Yay!
Oh yeah, because we reminded you.
Yeah. I think I was talking to. I think I talked to Jessie the other day. I'm like, did VOT start? And then she's like, it started on Tuesday, and I'm like, well, so I started it today. And
you were like, it starts next week, right? I'm like, no, it's already been going.
And I was like, oh well, I guess I could try and get some instruments. No real goal though. So I am just running through it. I sent out Kashu. It's the first time he's actually gone outside of the Citadel since he came home. So I hope he's having fun.
Please listen to his attack lines.
He's not my captain though.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to be. His attack lines are attack lines.
I mean, games that I play with volume on are idle games. So if I turned up my volume, I would hear them because I turned down the background music to hear voices.
Mood.
Yeah, I mean, I do that too. But
Yep.
just for one round, listen to his attack lines. He's worth it.
Okay.
They're all worth it. They all deserve your auditory attention.
So it seems like many of us are taking the casual, just gonna mosey through, or oh no route when it comes to VOG this month, which is understandable. You get kind of a mix of just, do I have to do this again? Village of Treasure.
I do.
Yeah, you've got this, Jesse. I believe in you. I believe.
You can do it.
Ooh.
If my Koban will let me.
I wish I could send you and sprinkle you in Koban right now, because I saved. Well, I spent. I will send you my Hakata for the next underground treasure chest, because he is Kiwi and he will get you all of the Koban because he is great.
in the 60s. He's working hard.
You've got
No.
this. So, yep. So when it comes to kind of recent, upcoming stuff, since speaking of underground treasure chests, we actually have no idea. They have not done their big monthly announcement like they've done in the past of events, because I think kind of right now DMM is going, we have no idea what's going on. Bear with us, because I think they're so focused on Ranbu levels right now, which we'll get into in a bit, because they've had to push Ranbu levels back again. We mentioned this, I believe, last podcast. At the time, we had no idea really kind of what they were. They gave us like a basic rundown of Ranbu levels, but they were supposed to have released in August, which is why all of us have been hoarding up duplicates of swords, and they pushed it back to mid-September. They did give us a reason why. It was they have all of the basic information that they want to do with it. It's just the coding and the processing into the game that's kind of giving them a bit of an issue. As we know with DMM and Nitro, when it comes to updating the game with big things, sometimes tiny things like to come along, like glitches and bugs. So I know they probably don't want to throw something as big as Ranbu levels and then have a massive or small glitch that's just going to make doing the game obnoxious for a time, because then they'd have to go in and change the coding again. So that is one of the reasons why they've pushed it back to mid-September, so they can work out a lot of the kinks. I am grateful and upset with this, because I had to get rid of a handful of duplicate swords to make space for other duplicate swords, because I have yet to use my seals, and I was hoping to use my seals before they put Ranbu levels, but that's not looking like it's going to be the case, because of, I think once Village of Treasures is over, there is the maintenance after that point is, you, I think, no longer can use your seals. So make sure that you use your seals very soon, and probably make an announcement on the Twitter when there is a maintenance, just kind of like letting you guys know, because we don't want you to miss out on using any of the seals that you did get this past couple weeks. So keep in mind.
Stay tuned on the Twitter and Facebook for upcoming maintenance news. I'll do my best as they come out.
But so we have no idea what's going to be upcoming. Probably the best bet, don't quote me on this, I am not DMM or Nitro. This is just speculation, considering we've had 3 pass events in the past 2 months. Plus, because I think there is like a Village of Treasures before Regiment, we've had a lot of pass events. Had enough time to build up Koban. So I have a feeling we're probably going to get either another underground treasure chest event, or we might actually get that new event. Still haven't really given us much information, so we'll see about that once that actually happens. Or maintenance might hit and we might have a grace period for a couple of weeks while they're trying to figure out what they're doing. So, which in all honesty could be possible. So, but kind of speaking on Ranbu levels, they finally gave us more information on Ranbu level. So hold on to your hats because here's a lot of information. This actually, when you log into the game, every single time it pops up and it gives you all of the information in Japanese. So for those of you who don't know, like any Japanese, we're going to kind of summarize some of the information that they have given us, which is a decent amount. So for those of you who are curious, so Ranbu's level is going to be different from your existing token level. Kind of knew that. It can be increased using training. The training value is increased by using duplicates of a sword that you want to level. So a sword's Ranbu level starts at 1 and caps at 5, which sounds easy enough. But the upper limit level will gradually increase in the future along with new content, which is incredible. It means that they're definitely going to be working towards other stuff. I'll get into what actually happens when you do rank up. But the number of sword duplicates to level up is determined by their rarity. So rarity 1s, which are the basic Tonto, require 8. So you're going to need a max of 25 of them to completely get them to level 5. Rarity 2s, which are Wakazashis, you're going to need 7. So you're going to need 22 to max. Rarity 5s are your basic uchigatanas. I think so. I'm correct, right? Yes. You're going to require 5 for each level, so it's a max of 16. Rarity 4s are going to require 3, which are most of your Tachis. It's going to require 10 max. And then rarity 5s are the pretty shiny goldy ones, like Mikazuki and such, which are going to require 2 per level, so a max of 7 for all of that. So apparently it's saying, I don't know how that math works out. That is what I read. But you're going to need a lot more for your lower levels, which makes a lot of sense. Well, lower rarities, so the ones that are going to come more frequently, you're going to more. While for things like Mikazuki and Kogorasumaru, you're going to need a little less because it's a lot harder to get them. Hooray. So by raising your sword's Ranbu level, you'll see new sides of them as voice lines. So pretty much besides just throwing swords, you're gonna at your swords to level them up again. You unlock a bunch of different lines. So level 2, you're gonna get 1 new line after you poke a sword too many times while they're in as your secretary, and then the same thing for doing it while they're injured. So you're gonna have more little casual lines in the main Citadel menu. Level 3, you're gonna get a new smithing complete line for that sword, a new repair line, repair finish line, and a new item received line. Level 4, Kampeito. Woohoo! You can give 500 EXP to someone. And level 5, which is going to be the current max. 1 new line triggered by a Citadel background change. How often do you do that? 4 new troop making failure lines. Huh?
Whenever there's a new background, or like, I don't know, I
Yeah.
like to change it based on the season.
Same. But
So like, that's cute. That's cool.
a new horse equipment line and new Omori equipment line. They will differ actually depending on if your sword is Kiwame or not. So your Kiwame Kashi will say something very different than your normal Kashi. The level required for a normal Toku and Kiwame swords are all the same. So also another wonderful thing, because these were kind of some concerns when you start thinking about throwing swords onto other things. It's like, what if they're Kiwame? Do they lose it? No. A sword will inherit its Ranbu level after it reaches Toku or Kiwame. So if you already, which is probably a lot smarter, try to Ranbu level up regular non-Kiwame and then Kiwame them. So I'm going to have a lot harder of a time because my rarities are a little higher. But you don't have to throw Kiwame versions of a sword on a Kiwame. So you'll be able to throw like regular Kashus, Anikiwame Kashu, and so on and so forth. So
I appreciate you, Kashu, in these examples.
You're welcome. He is one of the poster boys. So that is all we kind of know about Ranbu levels. I think that explains most of it. It's gonna be fun. So far, it doesn't sound like there's anything to do with stats, which is kind of nice. Eventually, there might actually be. We don't know. This is just what they've given us. And once Ranbu levels finally goes in for maintenance, there's going to be a commemorative login gift starting on the day. You can log in to claim resources and other helpful gifts. And of course, more details will be announced by DMM and Nitro upcoming soon. So keep an eye out on that. We probably will post a little bit more on that if we get any announcements from DMM. So, yep. Anyone have any comments about Ranbu levels? Or any concerns?
I'm so excited. I really like mine. If you haven't picked up on that yet, then I don't know what I guess you've been tuning. But I really like listening to the characters in game. So the prospect of new lines is very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be hard, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing on the wiki once the translations are in, and then dying over character connections and subtle jokes from other swords when you put them with each other, and you're like, oh, that's what you're saying. No wonder Sing goes running away from Nikai. Everything's fine.
I'll say, like, the only kind of gripe that I have with Ranbu levels is, yes, you do unlock lines, like really interesting new lines for these characters, but swords like the Tantos, the very prominent uchigatanas, getting them up to max is going to be pretty easy because they drop so frequently, but it's going to be a massive struggle when it comes to the rarer swords, or the swords that just don't want to drop or smith, like Shizuka. You're eventually going to get to the point where you're like, do I run 7-3 to get Odenta and Okanihira and Kokurasumaru just for Ranbu levels?
No, not touching 7-3. Calling it now. I'm not going back to that unless I absolutely have to.
Exactly. Other things, I'll definitely breeze through it really quickly, but others I'll be like, how much do I want to Ranbu level my Odenta?
What's an Odenta?
A thing you can get from seals.
This is true.
I got Okanihira.
True.
Also,
What
is the no?
What is a seal? I only got one throughout the whole entire thing.
Oh.
But really, that's because of my.
Gold.
I mean,
Hold on.
true, but that's because I was negatory. But then again, I was just like, well, oh well. I don't know a token danshi, like, no seals, rip.
No.
So,
But it's cool.
Sends hugs.
Yep, I just live my life through you guys to be like, oh my gosh, you guys got Okanihira. I feel that too.
but
We appreciate it.
I'm also interested to see because the level will eventually increase in the future with new content. So I'm interested to see what the new content is going to be. Is it going to be different stuff, like besides casual lines and Omamori equipment line? Like, okay, that's random. But just some other things. Maybe other alternate outfits. That would be kind of cute.
I think there's
because I know there's some
too.
That's what I heard when they initially announced it. So we might actually, besides their current outfits and stuff, we might get some other little alternate fun little outfit sprites That'd be really nice because I know a handful of other games. Like I played for very casually Bungo to Alchemist. There was during events you could get different outfits for the boys when they would show up in your library and stuff. But we might get that like Matsuri versions of them, which would be super cute, or winter outfits, so them in like warmer clothes, which would be really nice. See them in something other than their battle wear or their current internal affairs. So we might be starting to get some more outfits for them. All speculation. Hopeful, wonderful speculation. Anyone else have any
We'll
thoughts?
see.
Or just massive amounts of confusion when it comes to Ranbu levels? Because it's a lot. All right.
Massive confusion, but we can do it. We got this.
We'll just... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, we'll just learn as we go, because that's probably the only way we're gonna know.
Pretty much. That's what I was gonna say. We'll just piddle with it and have fun. So, they did announce that the way this is gonna be confusing because where else do you use duplicate swords on swords? Refining, and it's in the same. It's gonna be in the same exact tab. So you're gonna have to be really careful about switching between that and the Ranbu levels. So we'll see how that interface is going to change. So that's going to change a little bit.
Theoretically, the colors should be different. When it all happens, I'll see if maybe I can like take the picture and put like, this is the one that you want for Ranbu.
Yep.
Like you had to
Theoretically,
do.
it should be
Like you had to do with the vegetables for me.
theoretically, it should be the same kanji as the game. Maybe.
True.
I don't know. And
I think it is
there'll
the
be
same.
a walkthrough like they did for the vegetable gardening, sunflower gathering thing. That is actually still going on. So if you haven't done that yet,
I kind of forgot about that one. But yeah, make sure it's gonna end soon. So whenever I think it's actually a little bit after Village of Treasures. I will check. I know that somewhere it was announced like when the next maintenance is. And okay, so I have a feeling because they said Seal Exchange Corner will stay until maintenance on the 18th of September, which is also no. Vegetables keeps going till October, if I'm correct. Correct? Yes.
Yes.
You have like a month and a half-ish. So you still have a really long time to collect your vegetables. I have 0 sunflowers right now because I'm forgetting about sunflowers. But so that little campaign is still ongoing. So make sure that you keep doing that. It's really not that hard if you pace it out to get the background. It's a cute background. My current background right now. The clouds move. So still have a lot of time. No worries about that.
Mambo likes the flowers.
He probably looks very pretty in the flowers. Chio is on the flowers right now. In his light blue.
I have a lot of headcanons about the flowers. It's a lot of fun.
So many headcanons. So much wonderful fan art to feed said headcanons.
Indeed.
All right. I think that's everything when it comes to the game. Unless anyone else has anything else they want to say when it comes to anything that we've talked about or something that happened within the game this month that we didn't get to go over. We'll move on to more of the so last month while Jesse and I were that is very ironic. We recorded and then the next day a ton of figures were announced. But of course, as soon as it dropped, you guys were probably like, why didn't you talk about the figures? Just letting you know, we record the last Saturday of the month. Generally. Last weekend, usually. We try to. It's gonna be one. November's gonna be weird with Thanksgiving. But and then we release on the first Wednesday of that month. So, yeah, all of these were announced like right at the end of July, beginning of August. So we were announced. We'll go with announcements for right now. They announced that we are getting an Ishikiri Maru Nendroid, Hachisuka Kotetsu Nendroid, and a Higakiri and Hizamaru Nendroid doll, and the Uguisu Maru scale figure. We haven't dropped enough on the Kane-san and Urashima figures. But we have not, we've just got their little announcement things. For those of you who don't know, because I had no idea what on screen or the Nendroid doll is, they're like their normal Nendroids, but they're a little bit taller and a little skinnier, and they're a little more ball jointed. So they kind of look like the creepy ball jointed dolls, but they're smaller and they're plastic like Nendroids. So if you actually go and just look up a Nendroid doll, they're a little more. They actually elbows bend and knees bend. They're a little taller. They don't look as chibi like. They are a little taller. So we're gonna have Nendroid doll, Nendroid, and scale figures of Higakiri and Hizamaru. They are loved.
Genji Cyclone taking the world by storm.
That's a pun.
Bravo.
So I know Sarah's definitely happy about the Ishikiri Nendroid.
Yes. I am. I want him so badly. It is really hard. Yes, I might be trying to save up. Because
Do it.
Ishii. I need him. I need him so bad.
He's probably gonna have the Gohei. He needs that Gohei.
He needs it.
You need.
I need him to need it.
So, luckily, we already kind of know what the Hachisuka Kotetsu Nendroid is going to look like because we have like the little petite versions of them. So, making a bigger scale of him isn't as difficult. But we'll see what some of his poses and little props are going to be in the future. So there were, because I think there was some kind of convention, if I recall, or some kind of expo that weekend. But that's why so many of these things were announced. But at this expo, the Namazuo Honebami prototypes for the Nendroids were released. So we now know what they look like. They're not in color, they're just in that weird grayscale. The Atsugashiyama Ibun Petite Nendroid prototypes were also released. The Yamanbagiri Kunihiro scale figure, Hachisuka Kotetsu scale figure, and Ichigo Hitofuri scale figure prototypes were also released. We had a lot of prototypes pictures shown. So very pretty. And Good Smile gets all of the money eventually. From many of us, especially me.
I mean, the game is made in cooperation with Good Smile. They both profit.
A lot.
It's
So
beautiful.
they look very nice. So look out for them in the future. We'll make more of an announcement on when they're actually announced for pre-order, which will probably be wild. So, yep. Other than that, I think that was all the announcements when it comes to any kind of merchandise. Large merchandise when it comes to Touken Ranbu in the forms of the figures. So keep an eye out on those if you guys are interested in them. So, yep. And we'll move on to... Actually, I'm going to skip ahead and then we'll kind of move backwards. Just a reminder, for those of you who are listening to this from Japan or from Asia or can get Japan in the month of like November, pretty much, keep in mind the Swords of Kyoto exhibit at the Kyoto National Museum of History is running from September 29th to November 25th. And there are 2 different sessions. So some swords will be during one part and some will be during the other. So we don't have them listed for this podcast, but we mentioned them a little while ago. And yeah. So go look that up, and they probably should be announced on their website if you know what the names are in the kanji.
It is definitely listed on the website. It is in kanji, but if you know your boys, then should be fine.
There are a lot of them, so no worries.
There are very, very many swords going to be on display. Just to highlight a couple, Higekiri and Hizamaru will be on display together in the same display case, which I think is fascinating and very exciting. And Mikazuki will be there, Ishikiri Maru, Honebami, Atsushi, Kenshin, and very
Shinano?
many others. Let's see.
I think Soza, Hasebe,
Akashi, Doranuki, Heshikiri, Hasebe, Sengo, Mutsu, Uchan, Kasen, Soza, Maeda, Hakata, Shinano, Namazuo, Mori, Naki Gitsune, Goto. Yep.
Yep, that's everyone. So if you are planning a trip during that time, go check that out because it's going to be an amazing exhibit to probably see. I know Jessie, I think it's still debating on which week she's going to be able to go or wants to go. So
I just don't know which ones I want to see more because decisions are hard. There's also going to be a stamp rally going on in Kyoto during this time, so you'll see a lot of the Touken boys out and about in the transportation realms of Kyoto. So that'll be interesting to see too. I have no news on that aside from it actually happening because, yeah, that's a little bit more complicated as far as an event goes. Very, very localized. But if you're going to be in the area for it, keep your eyes open.
all right, and jump into our final topic. Always end right around with the live action, since our real life stage boys are their love and their life and they're wonderful. So I'm going to because
giving and taking, and it's a beautiful and painful existence. And
yes. So because I enjoy the musicals and stage shows, but I am not as invested as a handful of people. So I'm going to pass the torch mostly on to Sarah Duncan and Jessie, and let Lexi fill in a little bit when there's something to squee about. Because I know there's always something.
When Lexi is allowed to speak.
Oh,
With
okay.
love. Lexi's
love.
under. She's got the code of silence because she's trying to spoil something from the current stage, which we have
I'm
not
not
seen
trying to spoil. I'm just trying to not pull another Buchan situation. Don't put these words on me trying to taint my name. I am a good noodle. I'm a good whole noodle.
yet. You are a good
I'm
noodle.
so
We
proud
love
of you.
you.
And you actually sent the link instead of just saying, oh, something happened. But it's the fact that it was a new link that, yeah. So, in the realms of the Touken live action world, Atsukashiyama Even Pari wrapped up its performances in Tokyo this month. Unfortunately, Kitazono was unable to perform with them, but he is recovering very well. His surgery in France went really well as well, and he's in constant contact with the doctor, making sure that he is recovering as he should be. But the part of Kogitsune Mario was performed by Iwasaki, who is one of the cast members. But only during the Honpen, not during the live portion. So that would have been really interesting to see how they handled that. Heartbreaking, some I'm sure. I would have been devastated too to have been there seeing that happen live. But I know that they handled it like professionals and calm as can be.
Yeah, and they did special modifications. We haven't seen this as preface, but from reports we've seen, the way they handled it was very emotional, though, because certain aspects, since they were so central to have Kogitsune Maru there, they would act as if he was. And we, as we know, at one point mentioned, since he could not perform, he would use his voice. so they would look towards where he was. And it's just a very emotional, like, for them, for everyone. But Iwasaki, apparently, he did amazing. He looked amazing from the photos that were released of this event. And it's like, he did his best. And all the stage, and it must be a magical thing for like the other members of the stage, backup dancers. That's the words I'm looking for. Must have been amazing for the backup dancers to see one of their own who come so far.
Indeed.
Trying to remember.
Shout out to Iwasaki. Thank you for your hard work. Otsukare-sama deshita.
I know, Jesse, you made mention
Yes, go
when hanging out about kind of Iwasaki's reception by people was a little lackluster. Do we want to touch on that?
Like the general cast acceptance?
Yeah. A little
Yeah,
awkward,
so
you said.
it was following all of the various actors on Twitter. We see a lot of the activities that they share from the performances, including various times when they hang out or backstage getting ready or afterwards. Just random pictures that they share. Of all of those pictures from the past month, there was not a single one with Iwasaki with the Sanjo crew or Kashu. And I'm sure it wasn't intentionally harmful, and I'm sure there were no hard feelings towards it, but it was a little disheartening to see the lack of camaraderie shown like that. Probably in like backstage footage or whatever, they'll actually be together. But I don't know. I just kind of wished I had seen more of them welcoming him in to say, oh, okay, let's work hard together to show that we are still going to put forth the best performance for our fans. Yeah, so it was a little off-putting having that realization. But I know that they are very satisfied with how it ended. So, and Kitazono did get to go visit them during one of the performances, and he wished them well in their final performance too. I think he watched the stream on.
He did. He very much
Yeah.
did. And it was a very
Aw.
emotional moment for him. It was adorable too, because he's just like, I'm so happy for them. I'm glad everyone's made it okay. And it was very Kitazono thing.
Yeah.
We
So
hope
that happened. They just wish them all well and let them all rest.
so. Wish Kitazono well. Hopefully, surgery will not affect him when it comes to full stage productions. Because I know I mentioned this before, but a lot of stage shows, not just with Kogitsune Maru and the red contacts, but a lot of other stage shows require colored contacts because these are based off anime characters. A lot of them don't have natural eye colors, and even if they are like have brown eyes or something, they usually will wear colored contacts to make it look a little more anime-esque because it helps with the stage presence. Because why do you think stage makeup looks so weird up front? It's to allow you to be able to see it from really far back, the mezzanine and stuff. So hopefully that really doesn't affect him in the future, and wish him well. And then also kind of a little love for Iwasaki, and it's the fact that, hey, he went from being one of the cast members and the backup dancers to being Kogitsune Maru on stage, which is a big deal. So hopefully we'll see him in some other stage productions around, not just Touken Ranbu, but maybe something else, like other idolish stuff. Kind of cool. All right.
Yeah.
So there's still more
We
news.
also so we got some more exciting news this month for the musical worlds, though. Shinken Ranbu Sai 2018 information has been released. Very excited. So the dates for that are out as well for November and December. Locations as well for those dates. I think they're going to Sendai, Tokyo, and Osaka.
Oh, Jesse.
And
Bless your
I am
heart.
forever bitter because the dates for Osaka are weekdays when I have work and can't leave elementary schools to get there and get back in time for work the next day. And I guess I'll just watch the live stream or just wait eventually. It'll come around. But we also have the cast list for planned performance appearance. And included is everyone from the past, what are we on now? 5 musicals?
5.
5.
5. From all 5 musicals except for 2 people. Just 2. Okuri Kara will not be there, unfortunately, and neither will Kashu Kiyomitsu.
Can I say that I'm more sad that Saiki isn't gonna be there more than Kashu?
Same with love.
Kashu needing to rest. He's got his own solo performance 2018 just beforehand. He's had a busy year. Let Ryuji rest. But it is very sad that Kara-chan's not going to be there either.
It's going to be interesting too to see how it's going to go without, because I didn't check and see if it was official, but I'm pretty sure in this one we won't have Okita because his actor, since he is retired from acting now. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle the Shinsengumi as well. So that's going to be fun.
Considering they're all
dead.
Oh, rip.
And Jesse's dying now.
But isn't everyone in the Touken verse basically dead?
True.
We're just living corpses.
Minor details.
Basically.
Minor details.
Revive, and then we just die again. It's an endless cycle. It's very frustrating, but this is our life now, and we just have to accept it.
And sometimes blame Marissa for it when the feels get particularly heavy.
Why
Yeah.
me?
Because you're the origin of all of our stories.
You are.
Blame Master Sword.
Yes, very much so. Don't worry, we will.
Blame Dad. Over here.
You hear that, kids? You now have official permission to blame your father.
I'm not going to, because if I try to make a dad joke, it's gonna end up being really awkward.
Oh, you
So
got
I'm
me.
gonna just sit in the corner.
My dad jokes are on point, you guys.
Oh my god.
So, but also related to Shinken Ranbu Sai 2018, Kogitsune Maru's actor is currently listed as Kitazono Ryo, providing the doctor's approval as the date approaches. But that is wonderful news for all of us Kitazono fans. They aren't just saying, "Oh, you're not it anymore. Bye." Thanks, Iwasaki. Join us now completely. They are pushing for his complete recovery, and
It's a good
we hope
sign.
he is able to live up to those. Not, but
'Cause I have a feeling
recover easily.
because if there was no chance of him recovering, I have a feeling they would not have listed him as Kogitsune Maru, and they would have just like dropped it from Shinken Ranbu Sai. So that must mean that the doctors have told the production crew like he is going to recover, but if the chances of him recovering by November is all dependent on him. So, which is a good sign. So,
It's a very good sign.
fingers crossed for him, and hopes that he rests a lot. So he
Yes.
can
Yes.
reprise his role as Kogi, and everyone will be happy and will cry when he comes on stage.
Yep.
Because there he is.
It'll be an emotional time.
Yep. I'm also interested to see how Shinken Ranbu Sai is going to go without Kashu, because he is one of the characters that really like ties a lot of them together, especially the first 2 teams. So, and a lot of the stories have kind of revolved around him at times, and a lot of his interactions just kind of seem to really focus on him a lot. So that'll be interesting to see.
The poor glorified babysitter they might pull the idea that he's off on his QMA journey, and that might be the way they're going to play the angle.
My heart's not ready for that. But it is ready.
Wait, so I'm trying to remember. Musicals have not Kiwame'd anyone.
Yes.
Didn't they do Iomano Surugino?
Yes, Imano went out for his officially, but they haven't shown him in his new outfit yet.
Okay.
So it's not out of
It'd
the
be
realm
interesting
possibility.
if he was Kiwame in Azukashiyama Ibum Pari,
What?
considering they have Mu 4 aspects supposedly. And that's realms that we're not going to touch yet. Stay tuned for that review episode in the future.
Eventually.
Yeah, we'll eventually start getting back to reviewing the stage musicals. Jesse, we said next one is going to be Musubi, correct?
Mu 5.
Yeah, Musubi.
Yeah. Mu 5, and then Hiden.
The latest.
Praise God. Praise God.
We had a little while.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to get Musubi probably out mid-September. We will see. Permitting anything, because right around that time is when I would release a record is when I'm going to be going to AWA. So, oh yeah, shameless plug. Since we're about a couple weeks out, shameless plug. I will be hosting my Touken Ranbu Behind the Blade panel at Anime Week in Atlanta. The weekend of the dates are escaping me. The 22nd. There we go. Of September. Don't have the date or the room offhand, but you can probably find it on the panel list. So I will be there. I will not be Horikawa like I said I was going to be for AC. Hori is in the red. So Hori is perpetually in repairs right now. No, I will not be Horikawa. I will probably be running around as Suguwara Koshi from Haikyuu, or none of y'all get this because I have way too much of an obsession with Saint Seiya, but casual Shun from Saint Seiya. That is a fun costume, and it is easy to wear. But that is going to be my Anime Week in Atlanta funness. Also, I do have more shameless plugging. I have a table at the little flea market that first night. I have a couple of Touken Ranbu stuff. You guys come by, so fine. I have no idea where I'm at. I'm sharing it with my boyfriend. We're hopefully selling. I have a lot of stuff to sell. So, yep, hooray for AWA. So maybe we'll get Musubi out by then. So, fingers crossed. We will see. We will plan on trying to get one out. If not, then October. But once we are done with kind of the current ones, we're thinking of eventually, probably, like you said, if you guys are interested in us reviewing the previous musicals
And stages.
In stages, yes.
Stages.
What was the first one we reviewed again? It was Joden, wasn't it? Yeah, for Joden.
Yeah, Reading Around the Buchan. Yeah.
Yep, Reading Around the Buchan. Before Joden and Miyotose, not Miyotose. Blah! It is
Suomono Domo.
Suomono Domo. So Miyotose onward. Just let us know in the comment section wherever you are watching this, and let us know, or even let us know on Twitter that you would love to hear more about our reviews. So, yep.
Like, comment, subscribe, comment on Podbean, iTunes, YouTube, Twitter. Join us on the Discord and yell at us what you want to hear us review.
Yes.
We love it when y'all do. It makes us giggle.
It makes us really happy.
It makes me so happy.
And we've had a couple of new people join the Discord, and we've had some bot issues, which are hopefully fixed. But if you want to join us on Discord, just go to discord.me and type in Touken Rambles podcast or Touken Rambles, and you can find us there. Join us for chatting about wonderful things. A little quiet right now, but we are a small community on the Discord. But yep, that's everything. Most of our social media is under Touken Rambles or Touken Podcast. So as Jesse said, you can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Podbean, or on any other site for listening to podcasts on there. So, yep. Thank you guys for listening to us once again ramble, and we're happy that we are all back together. We apologize for this one being a little bit longer than the previous ones last summer. We have the full crew again, and some of us have needed to catch up on of the news within our lives. All right. So have a wonderful September and happy bead hunting for those of you trying to get Kochi beady. All right. And as Edna likes to say, no kiddings.
Nope.
Night, guys.
Good
Night.
night.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.
またね。
いざ出陣さ土煙